Green light, they're away.
And they're all in their positions, ready to go. There's the light up.
In true Mildura style.
The green light's on. It was a beautiful start.
He's trying to get across.
Hello, welcome to Burning Questions. It's all happening here. We've had some technical difficulties. Andy's parked in a car park and they're tooting him to hurry up and move on. I'm dealing with a couple of rogue cats here in the house, but let's get stuck right into it. We're looking at the racing at Melton on Saturday night, August 23. Before we start, though, I just want to give a little shout out and a congratulations to one of our major sponsors here on Burning Questions, Sharp's Bakery, great friends of harness racing in general. On the weekend, they took out the Great Australian Vanilla Slice Triumph in Merbein, up in the north of the state. I think, talking to Brad Sharp, that's the sixth time they've won that award. They've won another Australian award as well. So 7 times Australian champions for the Vanilla Slice. And Kez, as I welcome you in, you'll attest to the fact that this is a very good Vanilla Slice that we've got on our hands here at Birchip.
Yeah, top-notch vanilla slices. Actually, my owner, Ken Salmon, who often goes up there and gets them, actually said today he's off to get some. How many do I want? So I've ordered 6. So, he said he was talking to them and they had 600 they sold the next day after they got the award or something. So, yeah, it was it's a pretty good one. I might request that next time I come on.
How good. Kez, just drop, when we get off this show, just drop Kenny a message if you wouldn't mind and make that 6. Maybe make it 18 for the panel here on Burning Questions. Andy Gath joins us as well. Hopefully we can get through the show, Andy, without an accident.
Yeah, no, should be fine. Just had a bit of a rogue driver behind me that wasn't happy with someone, but all good. It's just sitting here nice and quiet. I thought I was isolated enough, but we'll be fine.
Good stuff. And Darren Carroll joins us. Daz, thanks for jumping on. Nice to be back home in Melbourne town now after a little stint away at Manangatang.
Yeah, back in Melbourne town. I think you're looking for a knock on the door, aren't you? Another hamper from Sharp's Bakery. I think the way they give them the plugs this morning. So.
Oh, I am, for sure. That was outstanding when that arrived. I couldn't believe that. Simon Sharp said, hey, what's your address? I got something for you. And upturned a box of those vanilla slices. And thankfully, the kids didn't like them. So all 6 went to me in the space of about 24 hours. Let's get stuck right into it. APG's yearling sale dates for 2026 are locked in, back in 5 states this year and coinciding with some of the biggest events in harness racing, with their Melbourne sale on Hunter Cup weekend and their Sydney sale on Miracle Mile weekend. The APG sales are the place to be in 2026. Head over to apgold.com.au for all the details. The first question, the Eureka Guns are set to clash. So who'll make the biggest splash? We're talking about race 1 on Saturday night. Kez, you're not involved in this race from a driver's point of view, but you'll know these horses really well. The 2 Eureka big guns we're talking about, a Fighter Command in barrier 5 and also Bay of Biscay barrier 9. They're holding the top 2 spots in betting for that big race at Menangle on September 6. Do you think one of those 2 will win it, or are you thinking one of the other big guns, including a horse like Catch a Wave for Andy Gath?
Yeah, it's a very good field, isn't it? It's certainly interesting over the shorter distance. Probably makes it a bit tougher for Fighter Command, being he's drawn slightly awkward. I don't know that he has a lot of gate speed. He's probably less experienced than a few of the others. Very good horse, obviously, but from that draw, might find it a bit tricky. Whereas Catch a Wave, Bay Biscay off the back will probably trail through nicely. It's sort of it's interesting what I'll play out early, but I think Bay Biscay has probably got the more race experience over Fighter Commander, and Catch a Wave, obviously, he went really good in Albion Park, just had really bad draws. There's nothing wrong with his runs, really, and he should get a nice trail up on Bay Biscay maybe. And there's a lot of good horses in it, but Kiang Tokyo is also last start showed he was back to his best, and it's a tricky race to sort out. It could be a few different scenarios, and the winner would be anyone, really.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. And probably a horse you didn't mention is probably the one I've lent towards, the 3 Better Isolate. I just think this horse has got a nice draw for a change. Has good gate spelling. It'll cross the 1 and the 2 and then probably take cover on the 4 Kiang Tokyo as I come to you, Daz. I think we agreed on that map largely. I think that's not agreed on it, but we all sort of thought that might be the case. And if that's the case, I think Better Isolate can run a really good race.
It looks the obvious map, Toc, that better isolate, uses its speed to cross those on the inside, and we know it's a hand-up horse. So Key and Tokyo's got gate speed as well. So it's the likely leader, and over 17.20 likely to hold it. And you had Jason on the radio yesterday, and he indicated that would be the case. And so that means Fighter Command will probably be parked early, and then it's a matter of whether the tempo says that Bay Biscay then pushes into the race and sits without cover, and then it makes it a matter of how much mid-race tempo there's on to allow a horse like Catch a Wave to hit the line. We know they're going to come home in slick time. It's just a matter of how slick they come home as to how many chances are in the race. Free-for-alls, pegs, it's going to be hard for those out wide. So I've got Key and Tokyo on top, but no real confidence. It's purely going to be, I suppose, speed-related. So, yep, as Karen said, they can all win nearly.
Yeah. Andy, as I come to you, are we forgetting the horse with clearly the best career record? Incredible record, really. Catch a Wave, over $2 million in prize money. He's won Grand Circuit races. He's a star. Are we forgetting him at $750? And also, I'm interested in your thoughts on your preparation heading into this race. He hasn't had a trial leading into this run.
No, obviously had his minion campaign, and he didn't have a lot of luck up there, but he hit the line strong every time he sort of raced up there. He had a little foot issue while he was up there, and he sort of had it for a couple of weeks at home, but got a special shoe on him now. He seems quite good. His work's really good. I generally trial him before these races, but he always trials so good. Then I go to the races and I get disappointed with him. So hopefully he thinks this is a trial. But it's all going to be, determined by the speed early and the speed mid-race. He's drawn behind the outsider in the field, and, you're probably going to have to jump off the fence. Going to have to run past all of them to win. So, which is very hard. As we all say, it is a real tricky race. We've got the top two seeds of the Eureka in this race, and every chance neither of them would win this race. Every chance they could run the Cornella. That's how hard this race is. But I'm a bit like with you, Darren, and Toc, you just default to horses are going to be on the fence here, and it's probably going to be better isolating Key and Tokyo. So they're the ones that are going to have to get run down by the horses out wide.
Yeah, that's the way I see it. That's race one on the card, the IRT free-for-all. Let's move on to our second sponsor of the show and the greatest supporters of it for a long time. Pride's Easy Feed stand as a proud supporter of the harness racing industry with their set recipes and quality ingredients to give the trainer confidence in what they're feeding. So make the switch to Pride's and start getting the result you've been chasing. There's a bit to like about a true story. So will Saturday night be when he has some glory? We're talking about race 3 on the card, the Melton Fire Brigade 90 Years Trot. And for the 9th time this week, Daz, I'll just mention that I've got a tiny share in Imperial Command. So for anyone thinking that I'm trying to bump up my price, that's not the case. I won't have a bet in this race. But, Kez, I'll come straight to you here because I fancy this horse for David Harris. So you know plenty about him. And, gee, I loved his last start chasing home Lady Vici. And I reckon the start prior, when he galloped at the corner, he was going to figure in the finish there. I'm not sure he would have won the race, but he was certainly going to figure. So nice enough draw for him. Can a true story win on Saturday night?
He's getting close to a win. He's certainly, each run he's been getting better and better. His first few runs, he was sort of off the big marks, and he kind of just went into them to have a bit of a run and get a bit of fitness, because he's a very fat little thing and a very nervous sort of horse. He's had a lot of issues in the past, which is why he hasn't had that many starts in Australia yet. So he's starting to tuck up. And, yeah, like you said, I think he was going to go close to winning when he got checked on the bend and lock wheels with the one on his inside and galloped. So the next run, he ran third and, again, yeah, did a really good job, chased home really strongly, and has been improving each time. So the draws are a bit tricky, I suppose. I don't know much about gate speed. He hasn't had a lot of mobiles in his life. So it's just going to be a matter of what he has to do early to get a posse and the run he gets in the race. But there's nice horses off the back who will be hard to beat. But if he gets that right run, he's a good chance. Okay, good stuff. Who will I go to here? I'll go to you, Andy, then I'll get your thoughts, Darren, as a co-owner of Imperial Command. Andy, wide-ish back row draw for Imperial Command. I guess we, as owners and connections, we loved what we saw last time, him, chasing down a field and, really showing a turn of foot to win.
every time I talk to you, you say he's working better and better, and he's a horse that just keeps raising the bar.
Yeah, no, he does. This is a really tricky race. I think there's 7 horses under $10 in the market already. As you mentioned, True Story is getting better and better. The only thing with him, I think his standing start form is far superior to his mobile form, and you've got to work out the gate. He's probably not quite used to it, but, obviously he's still a winning hope. He keeps improving at every run. So, yeah, no, it's a really tricky race. Obviously, Imperial Command, last start was his career best run, and the form out of it, second, third, fourth, they've all come out of one since. So it's a strong form race. So, expect he's going to be pretty hard to beat, but, he's one of many chances in the race.
Yeah, good stuff. Daz, how do you see race 3 on the card?
Yeah, like we were saying, a really tricky race, so much depth to the race, which makes it a good betting race if you like one, because you're going to get great value. I think we're a huge chance, Imperial Command. I thought his last start was outstanding, as Andy said, career best, but his lead-up form, whenever he's done everything right, prior to that was, very good as well, and he probably just does what he has to do. So I think he's a, progressive horse. My brother Brett was giving a good push for King's Guard, and when he talked about it on the radio today, you can see why. If you go back and have a look through his form, he's probably the one that's dropping in grade. Fitter, got Ryan Sanderson, who's driving in great form as well, and then you've got a horse like Carvelli Maven. He's got huge wraps, so host of chances, but I'll be cheering loudly for Imperial Command here.
Yeah, for sure. Kai Valley Maven, we keep talking about the wraps. I'm losing faith. I'm slowly losing faith. I haven't seen it yet on the track. Funny old run last time. And when Brett mentioned King's Guard, I must admit I was going through the form guide and thinking, how have I missed all those runs? There's some pretty strong form. Starting favourite over I'm Bobby last preparation. And what was the other one? I think he ran third or fourth to Kiang Chucky, beating 5 metres as well. Yeah, great race. Looking forward to that one. Race 3 on the card. Logical Staffing Solutions provide labour hire and recruitment services to the transport, warehousing, automotive and manufacturing industries. The logical solution for your staffing needs. Brawny's got a recruit from out west, but will this prove too much of a first-up test? Talking about the Dean Braun-trained former Western Australian Zara Tyndall, race 4, number 13. Geordie Leadham takes the drive. Kez, I'll start with you here. You've got the Sports Star. You train and drive him, barrier 9. Nice little horse. Really, he's running really consistently of late. Do you see this as a race that he can win?
It's going to be tough for him to win. He doesn't win over much, but bobs up now and then. He's certainly in probably the best form he's been in for a long time. He probably had his chance at Ararat the other night. I thought I ran second, but I ran 5th, so that's it was a close finish. So he's backing up quite quickly off that. But he may be a sneaky place chance if he gets the right run. He will need the right run. But he's drawn okay actually. Might be ahead for the fence.
Yeah, I mean he's $8 at the moment. Is that maybe a little bit under what you thought he might have been?
Possibly, yeah. I mean, he's going well, but certainly it's a very even field. It's not the strongest field in the world, obviously. There's a lot of horses very similar to him in this field. So, yeah, I think it'll come down to tempo and a bit of luck.
Yeah. We'll go to you, Andy. You have horse number 7, My Little Bow. Not a great draw for your horse. Really sort of cruels her chances a little bit, but I think she's going okay. I mean, I think there's a race in her, in the coming weeks, if not this Saturday night.
Yeah, the draw probably take away her winning chance. She's sort of been going well from bad draws, and we sort of changed the work around a little bit. It's been working quite good. So I'll probably be waiting until she draws a little bit better before I'll be putting my money on. But just getting back to Zara Tyndall, when it won over in Perth, it won at Pinjarra, Bunbury and Origin. At one start at Gloucester Park and ran last. Then obviously it went to Queensland with Michael Brennan, had one trial up there where it finished down the track, and obviously you'll take him by its trial at Melton, but I honestly couldn't see it be a winning hope in my opinion. I think Rough Nut's the best horse in it. The rest are all pretty even, but tricky little race if you don't like Rough Nut. I'm not sure who the winner would be.
Yeah, really valid comments. I must admit, probably after putting Zara Tindall on top, it's kind of, I'm not that keen on the race, to be honest. Just thought the trial was nice. And for some reason, Daz, as I come to you, I'm just not I know Rough Nut ran really well last start. I thought it was a really good win. I just wasn't thrilled on his prior form, and I think it was Brett was into me saying, "Don't worry about," or it might have been you. Don't worry about the prior form, which I get. But yeah, look, I don't know if he's a good horse. I just think he's an okay horse, and Barrier 11's not great over the. Just it's a messy race the way I see it. But you're actually keen on one here.
Yeah, look, let's talk Zara Tyndall for a start. I'm glad Andy's talked about it the way he has, because I'm not a specialist on the WA form, and I can only go on a trial. It was an okay trial, but I would really like Rough Nut. I thought his last start was excellent. He sat 1-1, then went and sat parked for the last lap. But it was just more the way in which he won up the straight. He was pulling away at the finish. I've always rated the horse. He had a little bit of a flat spot. I know Aaron's been on this show a few times saying he had a little bit of a cold going through his camp, so I was just sort of putting that down to that when he was beaten a couple of times. And he got to the line strong in fast time, and I was impressed. And I just think he's the one that can come around, do work whenever the tempo allows. And I just think he found a very suitable race. So one of the better bets of the night for me.
Yeah. Even your brother Brett was, what do you call it, a bit of a Gareth Hall bet, but he was having something on Rosberg, which might end up drawing the pole. Yeah.
And, Glenn Bull's horses are just flying at the moment as well, like Richard Roy. So, a plug to a guy that, has 8 or 10 horses in work, but seems to have his races 2 or 3 times a week, his horses, and they just keep getting better.
Yeah. Great race. Interesting race. Good little betting race. I think you can take on the favourite, but Daz won't be. But there is other horses that are winning chances. Race 4 on the card. Let's move on to the fourth and final question. Can Bobby maintain the winning run, or is this where it comes undone? Race 5 on the card. We're talking about horse 5, I'm Bobby, and another shout out. It's the Sharps Bakery Trotters Free For All. I don't know if this was deliberately placed here or if they were always going to get this race named after them, but they certainly deserve it. So race 5, the Sharps Bakery. Cares looking through here. You're not driving in the race, but you'll know plenty about these horses, including I'm Bobby. I tell you what, he's got to be one of the most improved horses in the country, doesn't he?
Yeah, he's just flying, isn't he? You think each start he'll come undone and it'll be too tough for him, but he just keeps winning. Very impressive last week in the stand off the handicap, and the time he ran was quite amazing. He's got good gate speed too. So if he happened to get across them, I think he'd be pretty tough to beat. But in saying that, there's a lot of nice horses in it. But I can't fault him.
Yeah. If I was to let you pick a drive in that race, Kez, who would it be? Would it be on Bobby?
Yeah, maybe. He's fun. Looks like he's fun to drive. You just let him run. So can't go wrong.
No, that's right. That's right. Andy, I'll come to you here. I'm Bobby. He's got that great gate speed. He's absolutely flying. Do you think this is his race on Saturday night?
He'll lead and win.
That's all we need?
Yep.
Righto. Maybe that's a little segue to a best bet. You never know. Hey, let's go to Darren Carroll. Daz, I've got one question before I ask you who you're tipping here. My opinion is that Jillaby Ballerini is a better horse than I'm Bobby, pound for pound. But I'm going to tip on Bobby Saturday night. I think he'll cross and find the front and win the race. But if I'm Bobby was drawn off the back and Ballerini was drawn differently, I'd be tipping her. So who's the better horse, Ballerini or Bobby?
I would say Bobby's in the top bracket of trotters at the moment, especially over the distance. His form is just unbelievable. So I'd say Bobby.
Okay.
Hence the reason why I'm going the way I am. I just think
he'll lead.
Yeah, confident that he gets out really quick from out wide. I think that's the key, that he'll swing across. The other thing about him is he can be pushed into the first corner at really fast speed, and I'm not sure whether they really want to be pushing Ballerini or Vera as hard as that into that first corner. And I'm pretty sure Nathan would be happy to be sitting on Bolt Stanford. It's got bigger races to come later on, and don't think he'd be wanting to bust it up. So it'll be very, very hard to hold out and over the trip. Clearly the one to beat and one of the better bets again of the night.
It's going to be interesting, and obviously there's a little bit of back and forth between Nathan and and Jason Lee. So he's drawn the pole here. I don't think he'll be letting them roll across to the front, Daz.
No, I don't think so.
And even
he wants to be sitting behind the leader as well. So
that's right.
Which could be one of those cases. Me and Andy will talk about this all the time. Is where they all want that spot, so they won't want to be overdoing it either. So yeah, but I just think Bobby's going to be too easy in form. I think you said on the radio, most improved horse in Australia. I don't know. Give me another one, but I don't know of another one that's improved as much as he has in the last 12 months.
No, I was thinking that when we commented about that, Daz. I remember saying something similar. I remember a couple of years ago that horse at Mildura, Thomas Heights, when he kept winning out of nowhere.
Yeah.
We were calling him the most he went from about a 50 to about an 80 rater, I reckon. But Bobby's been incredible.
First up. In town, first up, Andy?
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
That's right.
Just getting back to Iron Bobby, it's just very rare to see a horse improve so much without a stable change like this horse, which is a credit to Eddie.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because generally when you see a improvement like this due to a stable change.
Yeah.
Just clicks, doesn't it? Confidence is an amazing thing with horses. Yeah.
What is he, 6, 7, 6 maybe?
6 or 7, I think, yeah.
Yeah, well done, Eddie. It's great to see, a smaller trainer have a really nice horse like this. Mufasa Metro does, just quickly. I know Bobby crossed it last time, but I'd be surprised if ever wasn't involved early as well here.
I would be.
Okay. I thought he went outstanding too. I know when Bobby bet him, I thought he went really good. If he keeps his tippy toes up in that race 2 runs ago, it's a different story. But yeah.
He's
anyway,
great.
Yeah. No, I'm just trying to come up with pick some holes in in the form. But looking forward to that one. Race 5, the Sharps Bakery. Let's move on to the Sharps Bakery best bets. And I'll tell you what, I found this really difficult, so I'm going to sit back until last and make up my mind. I think I might go the soft option with a couple of favourites in a multi. I'll start with you, Kez. I know you were finding this a little difficult as well because you're involved in plenty of races and you're trying to, I don't know if you want to tip one of yours or not, but have you come up with a best bet on Saturday night?
If I wasn't in the sports, I wasn't in that race, I would have tipped Roseburg because I agree if it comes into one, it's been going quite well, but I can't. So I'll go with I'm Bobby. Look, that's boring, but yeah, he's just in such good form.
Yeah, well, he's still backable. $1.75, I think, $1.80. That's good enough. Okay, Kez with I'm Bobby. Race 5, number 5. We'll go to Andy. Is it going to be? Are you going to double down here, Andy, on I'm Bobby?
No, it's not like me to tip short price favourites. Talk, you know that. The fact that you think it can't win, I'll just go against you and I'll tip Imperial Command as my best bet.
Oh, wow. All right. Okay, and you happy with the price? What do we got? $6.50 or something thanks to Sportsbet? That's good enough?
Yeah, no, he'll drift. People will listen to you on the radio and they'll be put off by your comments.
I'm thinking double down.
I might stuff you up and start tipping him. I can change if I want. Race 3, number 11, Imperial Command for Andy Gaff. Darren Carroll.
Yeah, I'm going race 3. No, I'm not. I'm going stick thick, and I'm going to go rough nut. Friend of the show, Aaron Dunn. Yeah, I just think it's found the right race.
Happy with the price? $2.20 or thereabouts?
Might even get better.
Okay, race 4, number 11, Rough Nut for Darren Carroll. My best bet, race 3, number 11. No, it's not. Race 3, number 4. No, it's not. I found this so hard. I'm going to take a multi, and I'm just trying to get back on the board here. I reckon you might get $1.60 if you're very clever with your shopping. You might be able to get $1.70. Race 7, number 6, Cyclone Jenny. I think a win on debut for the Quinlans and Chris Alford. I think it trialled beautifully, and there's only probably one danger in that race. So race 7, number 6, Cyclone Jenny into the moral of the night. Race 9, number 5, Go Mickey will be winning, and then we'll be going into the Eureka, I reckon. That's my tip, and then we'll be running a nice race in the Eureka. So there's the best bets, thanks to Sharps Bakery. Feels like a Sharps Bakery episode. They'll be happy with their sponsorship. Kez, thanks for jumping on. I really appreciate it. And have you got a winner tonight at Melton for us before I let you go? I'm going to say that's a no.
I hope so. Just don't know what it
hang
is
on.
yet.
Someone just crept
Oh.
up behind you there. That's
Yeah,
scared us.
sneaking past.
Thanks, Kez. Thanks, Darren. Thanks, Andy.
Cheers, guys. Have a good weekend.
Thank you.
That's been Burning Questions here, August 22. August 22. Join Bronte Neuenberg for all the coverage on Sky Racing tomorrow, the first of 9, set to go at 6:05 p.m.
Green light, they're away.
And they're all in their positions, ready to go. There's the light up.
In true Mildura style.
The green light's on. It was a beautiful start of
He's trying to get